So 15 seconds to go here for the teams to start rolling out, and it's going to be SG-1 on defense, and of course taking a look at it. One thing I'd love to see other teams pick up from IDD-QD. I know it's like a small thing, but it definitely, you know, it mounts about 2 turrets, but I really like what IDD-QD does when they speed boost out the Symmetra. Like, take a look at this on Zappis. You know, he's playing Symmetra, but you know, he's not anywhere near as fast as he could be. He's getting 1 speed boost from Lucio, but you could be getting 3.
Yeah, and, you know, it's a small thing, but it's those small advantages that your teams really should be able to, you know, it costs you nothing to take advantage of it, is the point that I think you're making, too. I don't know why other teams aren't copying this. And so, yes, it ends up being about the difference between getting 2 other sentries set up, but those 2 other sentries is a whole nother zone you could be locking out and at least keeping an eye on. So I'm surprised we don't see teams pick it up, too. We keep talking about it in the cast, and I mean, I don't get it.
So taking a look at the SG-1 side, we got Mafu on the Reaper, Zappis on the Symmetra, Himzy on Lucio, Pumpu on McCree, Seda on the Pharah, and Hawks rounding things out on Reinhardt.
Yeah, and we are going to see a bit more of a traditional offense, I suppose, but to your delight, we're going to see Cruz going to play a Tracer, Oba will be on McCree, Micker is going to be on Zenyatta, Nevix will play Mei, Ruster on Winston, and Sanchez on Lucio. So, I mean, it's kind of non-traditional, some heroes we don't see a ton of in Mei and Winston.
Actually, Mei, it's kind of interesting. We see, of course, haven't seen more Mei. Winston sort of fell out, but I think teams still think Winston is useful from time to time just for his ability to leap in and interrupt things. And take a look at this. We have Arcane now moving in very quickly onto the top. They've gotten good positioning here. Both teams still at full strength, no one dying just yet. We do have a charge in, or charge out rather, for the defensive Reinhardt. Pumpu able to take out Olba. Mafu on Ruster, so that's 2 kills now for the SG-1 defense. And Arcane, if they don't get another kill quickly here, probably gonna have to back out and regroup.
Yeah, Nevix able to take out Pumpu, but then Mafu does clean out pretty much the rest of the supports.
Yeah, so interesting stuff coming out here from the SG-1 defense. Arcane, I liked their positioning. I mean, they got really good positioning to start things out, but SG-1 adapted, sort of counter-positioned, and didn't throw them off their game.
Now, and you mentioned Winston earlier. I mean, just kind of an overarching note that of Overwatch lately is the tanks are just seem in a weird spot right now. There's compositions that run without tanks. The tanks have been, you know, targets for the double orbs. Double orb, of course, got a little bit nerfed, but it just seems like no one has really a good grasp on what they should be running as tanks anymore.
Yeah, definitely not. So we see Arcane coming in here. The barrage coming down doesn't kill anything from Seda. It's a little bit uncharacteristic, but it does provide pressure. Arcane still trying to get forward here, taking a look at Seda. Seda throwing down the pressure, does finally kill Miker. Mafu with the double kill. That's 3 kills down now on the Arcane side. Arcane very much under pressure here. Oba trying to make the best of it, does kill Seda. Tries to pick up a little bit more, but no, will go down the Punpus. So again, we see SG-1, their Hollywood defense looking very on point thus far, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're running Cruz to try to really get back to a teleporter, or maybe we're expecting a teleporter somewhere. That's kind of the point of the Tracer here, to get in and cause trouble in the back lines. He's been ineffective in that role so far. Seda and Mafu are just cleaning people up as soon as they get close to him.
Yeah, so Mafu, looking at the ultimate situation here, Mafu has Death Blossom, Himzy has Soundbearer, Pumpu has Deadeye. So, good ultimates here. We do have an offensive blizzard coming up, but here comes a defensive Soundbearer. Take a look at Mafu. Mafu is looking to drop the Death Blossom here. Doesn't want to do it just yet because of the Soundbearer, and actually Arcane with 4 kills of their own here. It's up to Seda and Mafu to clean this up, but oh my god, Mafu comes at the Death Blossom, picks up a triple kill, and even though it's looking so good for Arcane, the patience of Mafu pays off, and this is not going to end up in even a third of a cap for Arcane.
A nice little bomb towards the end, though, there. Cruz is going to be able to cause a little bit of trouble, get some time put on the point. He is going to have to get out of there. He does not want a one-on-one Mafu, but he's getting his team back in here now, and he took out the Lucio, though, so this might actually open up a window for them.
Yeah, it definitely helps killing Lucio, and Arcane is coming directly back in, but Mafu takes out Miker. Back and forth, though. Ruster taking out Pumpu. Both teams down to players that come in here. 2, 3 extra picks for the Arcane side. Arcane being relentless. The teleporter is down. It's going to, however, be immediately taken out by Cruz, and now momentum is a little bit more on Arcane side here.
Yeah, finally Cruz getting finding a way to be effective on this Tracer, and really started off that fight again with the Pulse Bomb taking out the Lucio. He's been super annoying in the back lines, too, staying alive for the most part of it. He's on fire.
Yeah, Nevix and Ruster pick up a pair of kills each, and now it's sort of the case where a team is trying to defend a point, but they're chaining deaths. This is almost certainly going to go the way of Arcane without some serious heroics from the SG-1 side. And look at this, here comes a Blizzard to seal the deal from Nevix, going to zone people out, slow them. 3 extra kills for the Arcane side. and finally the payload is moving.
I think what Cruz really needs is for me to call him out on his play earlier and then just turn it on fire, because it's happened on 2 maps in a row now.
Look at Nevix, 3 shots of Farah, lands 3 consecutive shots, and Nevix, is it fair to call May on fire?
Yeah, I mean, it's, what, the icy burn?
Something like that.
Dry
Mafu
ice.
Caster Curse is in progress. Mafu finally able to take out Nevix after a pretty good, impressive spree by him. He's looking to take out Cruz, but Cruz will take him out instead. Honestly, Reaper versus Tracer is pretty hard. If the Reaper doesn't one-shot the Tracer up close, usually the Tracer will win, and it's really based on how the Tracer positions.
Yeah, but they were just on this cart consistently here. They're going to get through one of the harder sections of the street, so they are running double Genji now to try to control these rooftops, but it's almost a little too late.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think the defense still has some time to turn this around. Yes, the cart's made significant progress, but they can make progress. That being said, here comes the offensive sound barrier. Ruster with 2 kills. Both Zenyatas are down. That depowers the Genjis. Himsy going to fall as well, but take a look at Mafu. Mafu, with the Death Blossom coming in, takes out 2, will die for it, but helps even things out a bit. Genji, though, for the SG-1 side, a bit under pressure, and space has been created, and now Arcane might be just rolling to this next checkpoint, X.
Yeah, I think they're going to get this next checkpoint, and I think the SG-1 is actually conceding it here, too, because we see
what a bomb by Cruz. The vault by Nevix is going to be another 2 dead for SG-1. So Arcane, again, sort of finding their second wind and moving forward here.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly even why Himsy went in there towards the end. I thought they were conceding at the moment that Mafu came up on Widowmaker. It seemed like they were done with that point. They wanted to move into the last phase.
Ruster going deep in, takes out Mafu, and I'm not sure what's going on here, looking at our set so far. I don't know if it's that Arcane just finds their stride a little bit later into the game than the beginning, or if SG-1's defense just gets winded somehow. But in any case, the middle parts of the game definitely favoring Arcane way more than the early parts. They're making great progress here, and now it's up to SG-1 to sort of find a way to stop this.
Yeah, I mean, they transitioned really well into this composition. I don't think they were definitely prepared to run double orbital, but now they're on it, and it looks like we're going to see transitions from both teams coming out. But this,
look at Ruster. Ruster able to take out Mafu there. Ruster's been doing a lot of work on Winston this series. So take a look. We do have Genji's with the Dragon Blade in the back. Definitely causing havoc. Seda and Himsy both picking up kills. Himsy still in the back. He will die to Nevix at the same time. So both teams trading out a little bit. Seeing McCree here. McCree pushing forward a little bit for the Arcane side. And yeah, I mean, Arcane made good progress, but SG-1 able to finally stem the tide just a little bit.
Yeah, this last point in Hollywood is actually pretty brutal to push here, too. And now they're going to have a defensive Widowmaker up. We might see it countered at some point by an offensive Widowmaker. I'd imagine you see either Cruz or Olba switch to that, perhaps, but they're going to use their ultimates first.
We have 2 Dragon Blades coming out here, slicing and dicing everywhere. Cruz takes out the teleporter. No one actually died to these Dragon Blades yet, but as I said, Himsy with the double kill takes out both Olba and Micah with 1 swing, finishes off Ruster. Himsy just going absolutely crazy in the back line. 3 kills. He's trying to make it 4. Lucio running for his life. Sanchez knows that if Noshirkin hits him, he will go down. Nevix, though, applying a little bit of pressure. I think Himsy's just going to take what he got.
Yeah, another stalled out push there. Yeah, Hollywood last is really hard to push without a ton of ultimates and without getting initial picks, which is why I think at some point, if they stalls out, we're going to see up.
Micah and Sanchez tried to go deep in, but look at this. Zappis with the double kill, Symmetra, and Mafu with a pick off as well, and Arcane going to get totally wiped out there, as SG-1 is now sort of finding their defensive stride yet again.
They have to answer the defensive Widowmaker, and their early answer for it was Ruster on Winston. They're going to add, the Cruz is actually going to play Winston. They're going to put Ruster on Reinhardt, so a passive answer to the defensive Widowmaker by just putting up those shields. Mafu, though, with another quick kill on Nevix, that's going to really hurt out this push.
Yeah, I mean, killing one of Genji's like that when you're running the sort of buff the Genji comp is very, very devastating. In fact, they're just going to wait for Nevix to come back up. So Mafu, with that 1 shot from his Widow, effectively just bought his team a whole ton of time.
Yeah, they just have to find an answer to Mafu and Widow, and they don't feel comfortable.
The Reinhardt shield is a pretty good answer as they speed boost over with Reinhardt. They're rushing in very, very heavily, and what a push by Arcane. 3 kills already, and you do see a defensive Dragon Blade coming from Seda and Himsy. They're getting kills in the back. 3 kills now in the back. What's this counter turn? What was looking so good for Arcane?
Yeah, the tanks showing up. Cruz and Ruster absolutely cleaning up there. Those giant
they killed both
Genjis. Stay alive, yeah.
So they stopped the Genjis from turning that around. It looked for a moment like SG-1 might have been able to turn that around, but now SG-1 in deep trouble, and Arcane will cap out the map. Good stuff coming up from both teams in moments there. Nice stepping from Mafu, good Genji play, and Yeah.
You know,
so time-wise, I think, what is that? Is it like 8 minutes or so?
Yeah, we'll find out the official. You know, I mentioned the tanks were in a weird spot, but there's been a couple times where we've seen that they can be the answer to the Buffalo Genji comp if it's not necessarily seen coming. And also with the switch on Reinhardt and a Winston there, even as such, they both targeted the defensive Widowmaker. There was a charge on it where there was Genji or a Winston in her phase 2. Once they took that out, they're able to have that kind of sustain and stay alive through those Dragon Blades, and it can be an effective answer if it's a surprise to the Genji compositions.
I'm getting way too good at this, I guess, a time thing. Without even looking at this, the actual time is 8:18, so I was pretty close.
Yeah, you're pretty good perception of time there. I don't have any sense of direction or perception of time. I'm just kind of floating in the ether of the world, so I'm glad I have you to help me out.
So the exact time, 8:18, that is going to be the time for SG-1 to beat. If they're able to beat it, they will win this portion of the game on Overwatch Arena. They will add to their total, and they'll look pretty good in this group stage.
Yeah, I mean, every win is going to be crucial as there are really stacked teams in this bracket. I think today, at some point, we're going to get IDDQD versus Reunited, which is going to be our first match, but definitely some scheduling issues there. But it's a pretty loaded field, and you definitely don't want to be going down in the first week of losing sets.
No, definitely not. So, take a look here. We will have the defense of Arcane up in just a moment here. And it's looking like, again, it's going to be relatively standard. We're going to get to see Cruz on the Reaper, Sanchez on the Lucio, Miker on the Symmetra, Olba on the McCree, Ruster on the Reinhardt, and Nevix rounding things out on the Soldier 76.
Yeah, is Olba like an Ufta? Or some
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what Olba is. That's one of the things where maybe we should ask at some point.
Yeah, perhaps. Well, it looks offensively like we're going to see the non-Genji composition. I think every composition now is just either Genji or non-Genji. But Himsey is on Lucio, Hawk is going to play Reinhardt, Mafu is going to play Reaper, Seta again on Pharah, Pumpu on McCree, and Zappis is going to buff everyone up and get offensive teleporters up on his Symmetra. Symmetra's really just made her way into the meta in the last few weeks.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Symmetra just in general, and by the way, I'm just gonna say, I know the Reinhardt skin is really cool, but this, like, all-white Reinhardt skin, like the white and gold, looks so majestic, so just, I don't know, generally knight-like. I think this might be the best Reinhardt.
It's the Paragon skin. I was a guy that I wanted to drop, pretty happy with it. It does make me play more Reinhardt than I used to. That's a good skin can do that for you.
So, 3 seconds to go, and the timer will be on its way. The time is 8:18. SG-1 on the clock. They're looking to finish out the set, but Arcane looking to stay alive. We'll see just who comes out on top.
Yeah, Nevix is going to be playing defensive 76 here, which I love on this map. Just so much distance poke, so many good vantage points for him to get some work in. Miker is actually spamming out the point balls as well, energy balls.
We do see the fight is getting engaged very quickly. They don't want to let them get in the archway for free. And Olba, with the first blood in the game, takes out Hawks. That's going to be down a Reinhardt. That's pretty rough. Seda trying to make the most of it, though. Mafu takes out Olba. Mafu takes out Cruz. So really, 2 kills for Mafu. Both teams 4v4 right now. Very even thus far. Seda looking for the flank here. Has 76 in his sights. Needs to hit one more rocket to take him out. Does not get the rocket. Going for the Lucio instead. Himsey takes out Ruster in the back. So now SG-1 starting to build a little momentum. Will Seda be able to take out Lucio? That'd be really huge if he did. But no. Nevix able to mow him down. So again, very even on both sides. But SG-1 starting to swarm the point. 3 quick kills, though, for Arcane. And Arcane just trying to get this up. But look at this. It's so back and forth, Hex.
Yeah, teleporter up is going to help a little bit, but they're just kind of running them one by one. It's too late. That teleporter is not going to help at all. That is going to be a very quick first capture.
Yeah, we saw a lot of cleanup there from Mafu and Pumpu. It was very back and forth, but now we see the defenders trying to street in by a little bit of time. They're not going to be able to do this, and their time might be better spent just grouping up and preparing their streets defense.
Yeah, beyond that, I don't know why they were suiciding in. Did they think they were going to stall it out and they're trying to delay time? But you're also feeding the other team ultimates, and look at this ultimate advantage they have going into the second stage.
Yeah, and actually taking a look at Mafu. Mafu has Death Blossom up now. He didn't have to use it to take that point, and now he's on the rooftop. I'm not even sure they know he's there, so he can really just wait for his, the payload to move up, drop down, go for a Death Blossom. Okay, they will know he's there now. He almost takes out the other Reaper. The other Reaper, though, getting healed up by Harmony Orb, so he's going to jump off, but now the element of surprise perhaps a little bit gone from Mafu.
Really interesting that they were running the offensive Symmetra to the first point. They got an aggressive teleporter up, then switched off of it.
They're going in, but Mafu coming in from the back of the Death Blossom anyways is going to take out Sanchez at the very least. Ruster, though, takes out Pumpu. Both teams 5v5 as they fight. A little bit scattered near the payload. Mafu takes out Nevix. Cruz, though, making his presence known on Hawks. Both teams really taking each other out here.
Yeah, bloodbath in the back lines there. An interesting area to fight in. I was kind of surprised that happened. Caught me off guard a little bit.
Yep, seeing Seda though. Seda on the Genji has a Zenyatta in his sights. Avoids getting kicked in the face. Apparently with Genji deflect, of course. It deflects melee attacks. It looks pretty funny when it deflects a kick, of all things. So Seda now on the roof, going for the Genji spam. Nevix and Cruz though combining for 2 kills onto the SG-1 offense, and they're making SG-1 have to work through it as they go through the streets. And what a nice Reinhardt charge goes in. Albo with 2 extra kills, and Arcane gonna push SG-1 back here.
Yeah, so we do see the transition into the Genji composition. They had a Widowmaker in the comp as Mafu, but Mafu does switch, or they had a Reaper in the comp. Mafu then switches onto Widowmaker. A pretty decent response to this, Joe. I like the double Lucios. I like keeping 76 in here. Ruster's going to stay on Reinhardt. So they know that the Genji composition is coming, and this is what they've chosen to defend it. And I think it's actually pretty smart. But one Lucio does go down immediately to Mafu.
Yeah, Mafu, we've seen him do this time and time again, where he goes in, he gets the picks, and he, puts his team in a position to win. So now it's a 6v5. Now it's a 6v3 as Seda and Himsy combine for 3 kills. Arcane's defense a bit in tatters. We do see a Reinhardt ult come down, but he doesn't really have the team around the... I was going to say he didn't have the team around, but he still manages to do it. Reinhardt on his own, picking up 2 kills with a bit of support in the back. It's a third, so... While that's not going to stall the progress entirely, it definitely helps the Arcane side of things.
It helps a little bit. They right now don't have an answer to Mafu, though. Now that you see Ruster coming out of the Winston, that might be kind of the answer.
McCree is in deep trouble. Himsy picks up 2 kills, so Himsy getting into the thick of things with the offensive Genji spam. The payload now making good progress for SG-1. They have 4.5 minutes left to finish out the game. They have a lot of time, but Arcane has at least stalled them out in the streets phase enough to make it somewhat competitive on the last point.
Super aggressive offensive teleporter comes down in this left
the Dragon Blade is out here from Seda. Seda going all sorts of crazy with the Dragon Blade. Not getting a kill just yet. Now 3 kills overall for the SG-1 offense as they go forward and make it 6 as everyone is wiped out in the end. Actually, McCree, I think, was coming back to fight at the very end, but he has Discord Orb and is running back. He is going to get taken out, so officially all of SG-1 taken out, and, all of Arcane taken out as SG-1 moves forward.
Yeah, we've seen Mafu being prioritized by the opposing team, and that just really opens up so much space for the rest of the team to clean up. Now, Mafu is going to be on offensive Widowmaker, did a ton of work as defensive Widowmaker, but kind of our first foray into the map with Widowmaker, it has been on offense, and she can be very effective on this last
Mafu
point.
just got a pick on Lucio. That's 1 Lucio down for the defense. Defense actually running double Lucio here. One of the Lucios just spam crab. It just looks actually pretty funny as Mafu goes up here, slowly creeping as Widow, looking for his prey. Tries to get the quick pick on Lucio, doesn't get it. But SG-1 moving forward and doing some work here. We will have a teleporter up soon by Hawks.
Initiation on defense, though.
Mafu able to get another pick. That's 2 kills now for SG-1 as they move forward. If they can keep snowballing this, they will win Hollywood. They are making this in plenty of time. That's 4 kills now for SG-1. Only 1 kill for the Arcane side. Arcane trying to stay alive here. They will have respawns in soon. It's not quite over yet, but SG-1 putting themselves in great position. They have 3 minutes to actually finish this out. Dragon Blade is out. Will kill Zenyatta. Himsy taking out Nevix. And now SG-1 very much threatening to win this set.
Yeah, some really good kills. Himsy going absolutely ham. They still haven't really found a great answer to Mafu. They're going to try to come out with Divas. It's going to be a little too late, and that is going to be side and map for SG-1, and I believe that is set for SG-1 as well.
Yep, that is set for SG-1. They will win 2-0 over Arcane. A very good showing from SG-1. And really, Mafu on point. I mean, I've praised his hit scan in the past, but he had some really good moments this game as Widow. And Pumpu still pretty good on the McCree, and just a good Genji play as well coming up from Seda and Himsy.
It kind of goes back to what we were saying too. Like, you don't even really have to get kills to be effective. Of course, Mafu got a ton of kills, but also the effective is increased by they had to prioritize killing Mafu. They didn't really have a good answer to it. They were always sending people after him. If it was double tank, if it was anything. So Mafu really with a huge impact on that game, on Widow and on Reaper. But his Widow play had to be dealt with. They had to find an answer to it. And when you make teams find an answer that they don't necessarily have in their back pocket, like with a counter Widow or something, it shows that teams can be discoordinated on that, and really good play out of Mafu there.
Yep. So the final SG-1 taking it 2-0 over Arcane. The good showing in our group stage thus far for the game on Overwatch Arena.